Aussiebede from Newcastle, Australia. In my younger day, I used to live in a cave in the Blue Mountains. Now I'm in my 60s. I've trot and scrambled and rambled back to that location. And I'll just give you a look where it is. So as you can see, we're in the Blue Mountains here, right in amongst the bush. And the way we used to get down to this cave was a big steel ladder, and the steel ladder's still there, as you can see. And here we had a winch, and we used to winch all our goods from here. So as you can see here, the winch used to come out and down, and we'd winch all our goods down and then climb down the ladder. Now the ladder looks a bit rickety-tight, but there's another way around further that you can walk around. But I'm not sure what I want to do yet, but as you can see, it's a long way down. Okie doke. Beautiful country. But blow me down, our dam still sits there, eh? Well, it should provide water for the local wildlife anyway. And the reeds are all growing in it. And you can see there's a overflow there, and it's got water in it still. So you can see we've done a good job at building it. Now the water used to go right up to the overflow, so it's only about half full, but still here. Now the water doesn't look drinkable, but back then it was, because we would be using it down below and recycling it. But there you have it, and I built that. Now the other way down to the cave was this path here. As you can see, you climb down and then down to the cave. So let's go and have a little look. I'm probably going to need 2 hands for this, because I was a lot younger when I used to do it before. But this is how we got down when you weren't feeling too keen on the ladder. Oop, see what I mean? She's dangerous as. I just fell. And then here we go. Under here. And as you can see from the stonework and the brickwork, we used to have all ponds along here and had trouts in them. But oh, look at this. Brings back memories. We lived here for 5 years, believe it or not. What a beautiful view. And the fresh water used to come out of the rocks, and we used to catch it in the dams, and it was beautiful. You can see it now. Look at this. Beautiful spring water, beautiful to drink. And as you can see, we had a little catchment there. Still there after all these years, still working. Catches the water and directs it into the little pond. But you can see a lot of this has been vandalised and destroyed. Now I left many years before this, my father left it, so we weren't held responsible. When I came here last time, it was a mess. But just to give you an idea what it looked like, have a look at these tiles. They were all around. Beautiful finish. Beautiful finish. And as I'll show you later on here, along here, as in the later years, we built a toilet and shower because we were going to have tourists come in. I don't know, imagine how they thought they were going to get them in here, because that's the ladder there. But I was only young and just followed instructions to help. You come in and you can see we had a toilet built here, compost toilet, there was a fireplace. This was all much later in the time though. For many years we just lived in our sleeping bags tucked under the rock here. And we'll go around and show you where we laid a concrete slab so that we could put a tent, if it should still be there. But it was abandoned many years ago by the gentleman that owned it, and my dad and I only worked here. You can still see a lot of the remnants and the junk from it still sitting here. But yes, the concrete slab's still there, a little bit overgrown. But again, in the later years, we set up an army tent and lived in that, right on this concrete slab here. So, for all the folks that doubted I lived in a cave, well, here's the evidence. As you can see down here, we had lower dams, caught the water. There was another dam lower down, like it must be up the top further, and right up the top we had dams that caught the rain and the water and then trickled it down here for us to have water for washing and cleaning and run the toilet system. And you didn't need pumps because the gravity fed it. I must have walked straight past the dam because there it is there. That's where we had the other dam. They used to be full right up to the top, and we had trout in them, and the smaller trout were up in here, and it all joined together and was in a big circle of rotating water. So there you go. And I think I'll walk around there a long way out because that ladder is a little bit scary for me. And you can hear the water running still. But the dam's not doing its job for some reason. It's probably got a hole. You can see we had the concrete there. And these used to be all full of water, and we had our trout floating in them. And down here, a bit cheeky where I showed you before, we had the still. The original still was here. You can see the fireplace. Then we modernised and had it running here, and we used to get fruit from all the fruit orchards and make our still for our private drinks. But ladies and gentlemen, that was like 40 years ago. Unfortunately, it's all been vandalised and destroyed. You can see the toilet there in the corner. It's been destroyed. Used to go down to a sump down there. So unfortunately, people just destroy things. This is a shot from in front of the cave, just to give you a look at the idea of it. All the stone fronts have been vandalised and ripped off. Some of the tiles are still left there, but most of it's all been vandalised. It was only a small area, but it was compact. And that's the view you get. And you look out from it. Just these big stones are amazing. And as you can see, the fires have been through as well. But it didn't affect inside there, but there's a tree there that got burnt, so. But inside the actual overhang cave is pretty protected. None of the tiles or the stones seem to be affected by fire. So it was protected. that's the give you an idea of how high that cave is. There's a tree beside it. How high that ladder is, I should say. And unfortunately, it's all the stuff's just been thrown off from where it was, vandalised and just thrown into the bush, which defeats the purpose of what we were here about. We had it pristine. There was a compost toilet down here, so all the toilet waste and all that was composted and reused on the gardens. Used to grow veggies, self-contained, and even though it's under here shaded, they grew alright. Well folks, it's time to leave, so I'll just give you a look at how hard it is actually to get out if you don't use the ladder. So this is what we have to climb up to actually get out. So here we go. Hopefully I don't fall and break anything, but it's not an easy task. So how we're going to get people down here to visit the site is beyond me, but he did talk of building an elevator over the cliff face, but I don't know about that. And you go up into the bush. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Aussie bede living in a cave. Good on you, mate. See ya. All the best.